Good morning, everybody. Today we just have some chores to do in the garage. It's March the 22nd today. It's early end of winter. We're calling it the official end of winter, and we're going to summarize the snowblower. So we have our 28-inch electric start Craftsman that we bought last year. So last year I think we used it only maybe 5 or 6 times. This year we used it 3 times. We had hardly any snow this year, so one of the reasons today we're going to summarize it is we need some more room in this garage. We're going to summarize it and move it into the other garage so it's out of the way. We're probably about 3 or 4 weeks early this year as opposed to last year. Last year we didn't winterize it till mid-April. Coincidentally, the same day we winterized it last year was our first visit from our bear when it came and ate the garbage that I had outside, and it dragged it away at nighttime when we were sitting at the campfire. So we've already had the visit by the bear. It trashed the garbage once. So we're calling it spring, and we're gonna get rid of the snowblower.
All right, now with winterizing these snowblowers, they're fairly simple. Main thing is just winterizing the motor and making sure that you remove all the road salt off the body of the snowblower and grease everything that needs to be greased. So with these snowblowers, they got a generally 7 to 15 horse 4-stroke motor on them. Some are 2-stroke engines, meaning that you don't have to change the oil. You just mix oil with the gas and it burns it. So with this motor here, it's as simple as changing the oil and fogging the cylinder. You might have to replace your spark plug, and stabilizing the fuel and running it dry. So I'll just quickly show you what I do, what I think works best. So what I like doing for the equipment we have around here is it's a 4-stroke. You don't have to add oil to the gas, but I actually like mixing 2-cycle oil in with the gas and a fuel stabilizer. Now what this is going to do is it'll keep all the rubber fuel lines and other components soft, and they won't dry out, and it'll provide a little rust protection during storage. Some people say that fuel stabilizer doesn't make a difference, but we add it anyways. So there's just a little bit of gas. There's probably about a 1/4 tank in this snowblower, so I'll just add a very small amount of fuel stabilizer, probably about 5 milliliters, maybe not even that. And I'll add a small amount of 2-stroke oil, probably about just fill the cap up with oil and pour it into the tank. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go outside and run the engine. I'm going to run the engine, let it warm up, and I'm going to siphon out the gas, and then I'll start it again until it runs out of fuel. And then once we bring it back inside, it'll still be warm, and I'm going to change the oil, make sure that the cylinder is fogged. Yeah, we should be good to go. Alright, so we haven't started this snowblower in probably about 2 months. So most of these snowblowers, they have a choke setting. You want to set it to fully choked. And this one here, it says to prime it 3 times. And we're going to move the throttle position to the turtle. That's slow or idle speed, and we should be good to go.
I don't want to show you.
And after running the motor for a bit, making sure the gas is empty, the next thing would be to drain the oil. Most of these have a drain tube coming off the back of the engine or on the side. This one happens to be coming off the back. So I'm just going to go ahead. There's a bolt. This one is a 10 millimeter. Just loosen it. So what I'm just going to do now, I got the bottle just with the tube going into it. I'm just going to tip the snowblower back and try to get as much oil out as I can here. Once the oil is done draining, just go ahead and put the drain plug back in and make sure it's tight. You don't have to go crazy tight, just get it snug. You don't want to strip that out. Alright, now we're going to add oil with this one. These are the MTD motors, I believe. They've got two oil caps on the side. They're not at the dipstick, they're just the check caps for to fill it. And on top there's a dipstick to check the oil level. So what I do is I fill the oil in through the side here, and you'll check it with the dipstick. So I'm just going to get some oil. Most snowblowers use a 5W30 weight, either regular conventional oil or synthetic. That's because it's a good all-around oil for low temperatures, which is what these are generally used in. So I'll just go ahead and get some. So you just want to add oil. No, I don't have the specs for the oil capacity on this exact snowblower. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding small amounts at a time. Generally what came out I'll put back in the same amount. So I'm just going to keep adding it and checking it on the dipstick here now. With these, you want to be within the low and the high mark. On the dipstick, so the cross hatches, there's a L and an H. So anywhere in between is fine. Generally want to be within the higher part, that's more oil. You don't want to be over the high mark, and you don't want to be under the low. So I'm just going to keep checking and make sure the oil's good. Alright, after we change the oil, the next thing you want to do is fog the cylinder. What that involves is removing the spark plug boot. That'll give us access to the spark plug here. Most of these snowblowers will use a 13/16 inch socket for the spark plug. So I just want to go ahead. Counterclockwise is to loosen it. Just give it a tap there. Spark plug doesn't look too bad. It's a nice tan color. Maybe the chocolate brown that we're looking for. This is just a cheapie that came with it, LG. See, the spark plug is already rusting and it's been stored inside in a heated garage. Well, I'll get that cleaned up, and the next thing to do is to get a can of fogging oil, and what we're going to do is we're going to spray it into the cylinder where we removed the spark plug. So into the spark plug hole, you're going to want to spray the fogging oil into. So what you want to do is you want to move the piston all the way to the back. So you just pull over the pull cord, you watch the piston as it moves, and you want it to go all the way to the back. And then you take your can of fogging oil and you spray it in there. And then you'll just want to pull the cord over a few times. That'll spread the oil around. Okay, that's good enough. Alright, now we're just going to reinstall our spark plug. And you don't have to go too tight. You don't want to strip out your spark plug holes. Alright, that's it. So once again, just running stabilizer and oil in your gas, letting the gas run dry. You want to make sure that there's no gas in the carb bowl, the carburetor for that matter. Changing the oil and fogging the cylinder, and if you can, you want to make sure you could wash everything off, get rid of all the road salt. This snowblower is only a year old, and it's starting to rust. We're starting to get rust bubbles here. As well as here. And other various spots of this are starting to rust as well. The other thing too, you want to make sure that none of your flywheel pins are sheared. If you have greasing points on these, you want to make sure you grease them. These new ones starting to cheap them out. They don't put those on there. Definitely not made to last. I believe that these ones are just riding on plastic bushings now, so they don't rust. But the issue with that is that they're going to wear out quickly, and you'll have to replace them. Well, that just about does it. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.